just had a few thoughts I'd like to share with you. Can you repeat these words for me? This is. All right, we got about half of you. That was good for first attempt. Half is always good. Let's try it again. This is. This is. That's just the two words I want you to remember. If we were to ask a child or a teenager if their brother and sister or sister was the most important thing in the world, they'd probably laugh at you and say, yeah, more like the most embarrassing thing in the world. I know, because I've got brothers and sisters, sometimes you don't even want to introduce each other. There's a bit of a sigh. It's like, oh yeah, this is my little brother. I'm the youngest of 4, and that happened to me all the time. I seem to be embarrassing my older siblings all the time. And you know what, parents don't get it much better, because teenagers will say, yep, that's my dad who's done something embarrassing, or maybe the same thing in that's my mum as well. And it's not surprising either, because some parents just don't know when to quit. Maybe you've seen a movie where the school bus is coming around the corner and little Johnny's ready to get on the bus, and there's mum fussing over him, straightening up his collar and his hair, and just as the bus pulls up and all his classmates are looking out of the window, mum plants a great big kiss on him to say goodbye. Oh, mum, so embarrassing. It's no wonder that teens often say to their parents, can you just drop me off around the corner this time? I don't need to be taken all the way. But the opposite's also true. If they find someone who is very important to them, a popular person at school or a new boy or girlfriend, they often say to mum or dad, this is Michelle, or this is Brad, or whoever the new person is, And newlyweds can often do that as well. The gushing newlyweds are sort of saying, this is my husband and this is my wife. Do we have that picture ready? Yesterday that happened. There's Haley and Joel on their big day. Where are they? In the picture? Why aren't they here? Good. Yeah, where's their commitment, Jeff? That's right. Yeah, I think they're making their way to the Gold Coast this morning or this afternoon. For those of you who don't know Haley and Joel, they are youth leaders in our church. They met here in high school, probably about 5 years ago, and have been high school sweethearts, and then their wedding was yesterday. Haley's dad, Pastor Rod, is our senior pastor, and Lynette, his wife, as well, and he married them I introduced the ceremony, and when Rod walked Haley down the aisle, he was a blubbering mess. Don't tell him I told you. Okay, he was just gone, which is a wonderful thing. It was just a great privilege for him to walk his daughter down the aisle. So it's a wonderful celebration, and so Haley is now able to say, Joel, this is my husband. And he's able to say, Haley is my wife. There's a sense of pride. There's a sense of wanting people to know that this person is significant, or this person is important to my life. And that's why it's important to say this is. When we know someone or something that is important, we want others to know about it. Listen to this Bible verse from Matthew chapter 3. It says, so Jesus was baptized. And as soon as he came out of the water, the sky opened, and he saw the Spirit of God coming down on him like a dove. Then a voice from heaven said, this is my dear Son, and I am pleased with him. You see, God wanted us to know who his Son is. And so he didn't just send him, but Jesus made the greatest sacrifice in the history of mankind. He not only laid down his life for his friends, but he laid down his life for those who hated him. He laid down his life for those who maybe would never know him. And God declared to the world that day, after the baptism of his Son, he said, this is my Son. And I'd go so far as to say, if you had only one important person in your life, make sure it's him. Make sure it's Jesus. If other people walk out of your life, or they pass away, or whatever happens, the Bible teaches, and I know from experience, that he will never leave us nor forsake us. This is the Son of God. He's the one who defeated death. He poured out his blood. and his body was broken for us. And that's why we hold the emblems this morning. So we're just going to take a couple of moments where you can thank the Lord for what he's done. And remember, he is your Lord and Saviour. This is your Lord and Saviour. So will you do that for a moment, and then we'll all partake together.